Hello. We are here. We are back. Welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where the tea is always piping hot. I am your girl, Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink some tea, because I don't know what these guys are thinking, so I want to hear their tea, and I'm going to give them my tea, period. And
Yeah.
of course, I am drinking something today, and we're sponsored by red cream soda. Check red cream soda.
Wow.
Check
I
red
was
cream soda.
really, I was
You
hoping it would be Strawberry Sunkissed again.
No, it's not strawberry sunkissed today, but you know, but
Fair.
check red cream soda at your local Winn Dixie's. Period.
Can't relate. Yeah. And I'm Logan Murphy, just a gay. Here as always with Pitcha Patus. Today I've already had most of my caffeine, but it's cherry, raspberry, and hibiscus is the blend we have going on today, so it's pretty nice.
Love it.
And I have someone in real life here.
Hi.
Yeah, you do.
I'm Zev. I'm awkward boy that got dragged into this because Arizona's in the American Song Contest this week. So I'm here to give an opinion, and
I have convinced him to join me in the. I've gotten both you and Lana into the American Song Contest, and then the next step is Eurovision.
You've convinced us to do that. I am the one that convinced Zev to be here today. So
that is very true.
So you all are welcome. You're welcome. Okay.
All the time.
So we are talking about American Song Contest today. Week 4. And can I just start out by saying week 4 has shown out to be a very solid, competitive week. I was very much impressed with everybody.
I would say the best week so far, honestly.
I would agree.
From overall quality. Just, I know you have nothing to base it on, but
I'm just.
Then you'll be very disappointed with the other 3 weeks. Well, not really.
I mean, I think I don't think you'll be disappointed, but you'll definitely realize that this one is like, wow. It's songs on here that I like that are not high in my rankings that I'm very shocked about. So, yeah. But before we talk about week 4, we need to discuss week 3 because we got some qualifiers from week 3.
It is as if they heard Lana's rankings from last week.
I was about to go back in my notes because
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure the only person that made this list that I wouldn't have put there was the one the jury put there.
Tennessee, yeah.
But because I wouldn't have put Tennessee there. But I'm just saying I picked everybody else in my top 3.
I'm pretty sure it was your top 3 too.
They were my top 3. They were exactly my top 3, and not in the order, but very much my top 3. No. So our top 3, our qualifiers: Tennessee, we knew from jury selections; Riker Lynch from Colorado; Alabama and Nico, yeah, and Texas Grant Kanoki. Period. He slayed it. He killed it. He deserved it. Everybody who made it, I felt deserved to be there. There's nobody in this list that the audience picked didn't deserve to be there. So,
and again, we're getting this interesting, new thing that we're being shown every week, because this week we got the overall ranking. So we didn't get the public vote ranking, but we have the jury ranking and the final ranking, so we can imply certain things based on where people fell. So from last week, we knew that, Riker Lynch came 6th in the jury. Clearly, he won the public vote because he shot up to 2nd place.
Yeah.
So that's how that happened. Alabama got 3rd in the jury and 3rd overall, so I'd like to think probably 2nd in the public vote. And then Texas, 4th in the jury, 4th overall. So probably 3rd, I would say maybe. The one I was honestly most happy about was the fact that 5th place went to Jewel. And that made me really happy because we raved about that song. I'm really, really happy that she got 5th, and it makes it seem like maybe I think she would actually be in the running for the wild card spot. I hope.
I think so too. I think
really,
so
really
too.
hope. So, I think right now it's difficult because I have 3 still. I think it's still Iowa. It's still Mississippi. And now it's Alaska. I want 2 of the 3 of them.
Yes.
And I would like. We'll talk about it, but I don't think Arizona's qualifying directly. So I'm going to put Arizona in there, even though we'll talk a lot about Arizona. But,
yeah, let's get into week 4 because that's what we're here for. You know, week 3 has their moments. Let's give week 4 their moments, and we'll start on the East Coast with New Hampshire, and her Mari is her name, and her song is Fly. So I would love for you gentlemen to tell me what you thought about Miss Mari and Fly.
Well, let me tell you some things about Mari that we heard from the intro before we do that.
Sure.
So she grew up in Milford, New Hampshire. It's a city I never knew existed until I watched this episode. So work. She grew up working in her family's restaurant. We find out that she has 8 siblings, 6 of which are adopted, and she's the only Latina in her family. Only Latina in her town.
Right.
Which can't relate to that circumstance, but it's probably pretty difficult. I would assume. And she describes herself as the Latin Lizzo, which I just love.
I love that too.
So what did you think of Mari and her performance?
So definitely, hold on. First of all, like I love her hair. Like her hair is beautiful. Chef's kiss.
All the hair we saw in this intro package and the performance was beautiful.
Yeah.
So definitely, so her stage presence. Let me words.
Words are hard. I understand.
I need to do So her stage presence was really, honestly, in my opinion, really phenomenal. The way she was very charismatic with it, the way she had the stage set up too for all the effects and the lights. Honestly, like to me, it just kind of brought everything together. And then for the song that she did, it was a very like motivational. I could see it in like a Disney movie kind of song. And it's like, yep. So my honest opinion, like I loved it. It was really good. There were some issues, in my honest opinion, with a little bit of pitch and enunciation. Now, everything that I'm saying about all these songs, I haven't heard any of the studio versions except like 1 or 2 that he showed.
You did hear this one.
But at the time of me doing all of this stuff, at the time that I'd made all these ratings, I hadn't heard any of the studio versions. So definitely hearing the studio version versus the live version, there's a little bit of pitchiness there. She needs to work a little bit better on the enunciation, but overall, really good. So
I agree with that. I thought her performance, the performance level was, she looked amazing. Like the hair, the costuming, the lights, the sound. She looked amazing. Was it a great, like, flawless performance? No. She had some, issues. And I can tell when she was running out of breath, when she started getting tired. Look, as a big girl, I know performing is like, baby, you got 3 minutes before I start. And she gave us what we needed to give before she started the huffing and the puffing. But I enjoyed it. I thought the song was a nice song. I was like, I said the same thing. I was like, very much Disney, like, inspirational, like at the end of the song, like if you saw Encanto, like at the end when it's like, like it gave me that kind of song. It was good. It was solid. I appreciated it for what it was. I liked her.
Yes.
She was very like, she was that kind of person. I'm like, I want to hang out with that girl. I want to hang out with her. I bet she's absolutely so much fun to be around, so much fun to just hang out with. But it was just overall, it was a solid performance. She did really well. The song is solid.
I thought it was a great song to open this with as well, because I
Yeah.
know in past weeks, Lana, we've had a lot of issues with the opener not necessarily being necessarily the strongest performance of the evening. And while
Except
I don't
last
think...
week.
What was last week's?
Texas!
Oh, that was, yeah, that is correct. The one time I'll say I'm happy for Texas. No, I thought this was, I'll echo everything y'all said. I thought this was a very solid performance. I actually listened to all of the studio versions prior to watching the show, which is something I hadn't done yet in this process. They're doing different things every week. We're doing different things every week. And so while her charisma and performance level was at an 11, her vocal for me, unfortunately, was at like a 5 or a 6. I noticed like a lot of breath control issues, and I understand she's a big girl, so I will forgive a lot of that. But if I'm judging on the performance and what she presented to us, I thought it was good. It's definitely one of the better performances overall if you factor in the 4 weeks that we've done so far, but it's not the best of the evening for me. So
I agree 100%. And yeah, sorry for this.
I'm obsessed with her. I'm like, I've been listening to this song on repeat. Like, the song itself is phenomenal.
I think not that. We're here. I'm here.
No, we're here. Yeah.
My phone check. She's an amazing person. Like I said, she's somebody who I'm like, girl, I want to hang out with you.
Very that.
I want.
Oh Lord!
Now we lost her.
Yeah. Well, okay, but yes, Mari, great. We love Mari. Mari's phenomenal. Mari's great. Mari is lovely. There's Lana. Oh, maybe. Oh.
Yep, still here.
Oh, there's Lana.
There we go.
Still here. Yep. I don't know what it said. Something about reloading, and it reloaded.
So. Yep. Great. Love it.
All right.
Well, I was about to move on to the next song, so convenient timing.
Please do.
Great. Next up is Nevada. We've got the Crystal Method featuring Coda and Val, as I'm calling them. This song is Watch Me Now. So I forget his name exactly, but he grew up in Vegas. He'd been nominated for 2 Grammys. I didn't know we had all of these Grammy-nominated artists in this group, because I'm going to be honest, I had never heard of the Crystal Method, and I had never heard of Alan Stone. But like, good for you, you're Grammy-nominated. Clearly, you're doing something right. But he talks about how his style is techno dance. His partner retired from the group, so it's just him, which is why he has 2 feature artists, even though only one sang. But whatever. And he describes his like style overall as like pre-EDM is kind of where he landed. So
okay. This is what I'll say about this song. Watch Me Now took me on a trip, on an acid trip that I never thought I needed to take, but I enjoyed taking it. Like, I did not hate this song like I thought I was going to hate this song. But I kind of liked it. And what made me like it more, because I listened to the studio versions first.
Yeah.
And the studio version of the song, I was like, okay, it's interesting. I don't know. The performance of this song brought it way, way up for me. They gave me Vegas on a show, on TV. Like, this is what I expect from a Vegas act, and they gave it to me. And so it made me like this song a lot more than I did when I first heard it. Because at first I was like, meh, not my thing. But then watching it, I was like, oh, this performance is awesome. And they did what needed to be done. So I wasn't mad at it. I kind of liked it. And then I found myself like, watch me now. Watch me now. So it did its job. I'm not mad at this song. And I get it. I liked it. I'm on the trip. I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed it.
Seth, I'm going to let you go before I give my opinions.
Oh, no. So I have a feeling this is going to be one of those, like, you and I see eye to eye. And
yes.
Because I completely agree with you. I didn't listen to any of the studio versions prior to watching the live for it. But definitely, so hearing the background that he had for, let's see, the, what do you call it? Trip hop? I think that's what you call it.
Trip hop, yeah.
Hard rock, house, and then electronica. I was like, all right, so this is going to be a little bit interesting because these are also genres of music that I like individually. Like, you'll find most of this on my Spotify. And so I was like, all right, be a little interesting. How are they going to do this? And so first of all, starting out, really good use of all the stage elements.
Yeah.
I think personally the lights were a little bit much, but it also gave that, like, as you said, felt like the acid trip that you didn't know you needed. So
it felt like Vegas.
Yep. It felt exactly like Vegas. I also kind of laughed because I was having fun watching him jump around the stage. But all in all, like, it was a really good song. It gave me definite, like, Muse meets modern house vibes. And I personally really enjoyed it.
Okay. So I'm going to preface by saying this is not my kind of music. This is not anything close to what I would ever really listen to. So with that said, I thought this was some of the best staging of the evening. I really liked the elevated platforming that they did. I thought that was really, really good. I need to watch talking with my hands because I have another person here because I don't want to just completely block him. But I thought the staging was really good. I thought the Crystal Method as him was phenomenal. I don't know whether it was Coda or Val that was singing the main part. I did not like it at all. I thought he had a lot of pitch issues. I thought he had a lot of breath control issues. I had a really big issue just like with his vocal overall. But with all that being said, I like this more than New Boot Goofin'.
Hey.
We'll say that. I have not introduced you yet to New Boot Goofin', but you're going to hate it.
Oh, no.
Have you heard it?
So when I'd watched the other podcast.
Oh, yes, you are familiar with New Boot Goofin'. You know. Well,
53 seconds in, and I was like, nope.
I do remember, yeah. Yeah, because we all collectively hate New Boot Goofin'. But no, I thought this was a good performance. The vocal is where I had the issue, and I thought the staging was really good.
I mean, I felt like the vocals fit the song. Like for some people's songs, it doesn't take the polished vocals for some songs. This is one of those songs where polished, trained, very smooth vocals would not fit. Like if I was trying to sing the song, watch me now, it turned into a pop song. It don't sound right. This is a trip hop EDM hard rock. So it deserved that grungy, grimy kind of sound. And that's what I think he gave. Fair. And I appreciated it for it.
Fair. No, that's completely fair. Again, this is just not a genre of music that I typically like. So that's all.
That's it. I thought
it was ranked much higher in the jury than I expected compared to a lot of the songs in this lineup. I'll say that.
I hear you. We'll talk.
Yeah. So moving along. Next up, we are headed not that far away to Utah.
Go to Utah.
The artist is Savannah. I thought it was Savannah Keys, but it's not. Savannah Keys.
I thought it was Keys too. I was like, oh, you relate to
Kelly and Snoop both said it, but not Keys. I think it was like Keys. So okay. Savannah. Miss Savannah. Her song is Sad Girl. So she talks about other, artists that are from Utah, such as Neon Trees and Imagine Dragons, which knowing both of them, I'm kind of surprised they came out of Utah, but lovely. She talks a lot about using fake swear words.
Mhm.
And I know
Oh my
a lot of
goodness.
people from Utah, and I know that is a very Utah thing. But I also know Utah people that cuss like sailors, so it's one or the other, really.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad was very influential in her life, and in the family unit that they've clearly created, and it's very strong. And she says that she is like pushing herself forward in music because there's a lot of we're missing women in country music, which I completely agree. So, what did we think of Sad Girl?
So to be honest, Sad Girl was one of the best country songs that this contest has produced,
I
in my
agree.
opinion. It was honestly, I listened to this and I was like, now this is a country song that I would listen to. This is a country song
Yeah.
that I would probably put on the playlist if the right person sang it, or if even if she sang, because I thought she had a really country sound that I liked. Like, she had a very old school country sound that her yodel, her little twang was something that I was like, I like it. Because I like, if you're going to sing a specific genre of music, do it well. Give
Yes.
me all of it. Let me get the true version of that. And she gave me the true version of that. She gave me the yodel. She gave me the twang. She gave me the little scoops that they do in their voice. She did it. She looked like a little country princess in her little pink dress and the flowy. She gave me the nice big blonde hair. She looked the part. She gave me country star singer, and I like the song. I like the concept of this song. I can relate to this song because I was like, yes, you always put on this facade when you're out and you're out, because you don't want to be that sad girl, but sometimes you want to be that sad girl. You want to cry in your beer. You want to sit on the sidelines and be sad, and nobody judges you for it. But sometimes you can't do it. So I appreciated this song so much. I was like, this is one of the best country songs that's come out of this competition, because it's truly something that we don't hear all the time. We don't hear people singing that I want to be sad, but I can't be sad because I have to put on this face for you in country music. Because all the country music songs you hear, like, whatever.
Actors and
Uh-uh.
my girl left
I
me.
want a
No,
beer.
I think the biggest thing is men in country music are allowed to be sad and upset about like a girl leaving, but women in
Right.
country music are not allowed to be sad, which
We,
I think
we,
is bullshit.
we'll see, like, it's like the songs that are sad. It's like, oh, he cheated, so I'm gonna get revenge. We're crazy girls. We're trying to keep up with the men, and we're busting their cars.
We'll talk about crazy vibes from someone else in this evening, but
I mean, yeah, I just liked this song. It was pure, it was country, and I loved it. I thought it was one of the best country songs, like I said, thus far in this competition.
I would go as far to say the best country song so far.
I agree. I said that. I agree with that.
There's some artists, like I would maybe lump like Houston in maybe a little bit, where like he rides the line between like a few different genres, country being one.
Yeah.
But like pure country song, this has been my favorite so far. She reminded me a lot of Trisha Yearwood.
Yes.
Gave me a young Trisha Yearwood, and I love Trisha. I grew up on Trisha. So for me, like I've had a lot of these songs actually from this week I've had on repeat. This is definitely one of them. I absolutely love this song.
Agreed.
Everything you said, like it's so well written. I believe I want to say she's a songwriter on it. I'd really be surprised if she wasn't. Yeah, she's a songwriter on this. So, yeah, I just thought the entire performance, top to bottom, the vocals could use a little work.
Yeah. But see, listening to the studio version, you could tell that she can do it. I think Nerves.
She hit that high note at the end, and I was thoroughly impressed.
Yes.
So,
Zev, what do you think?
Go ahead.
All right. So unpopular. So I am trash. I listen to a lot of very sad, depressing music all the time. So to me, hearing something like this, it sounds kind of generic to me. Now it's interesting to me because, as y'all said, you don't hear a lot of this in country music, which it's nice to hear it, especially from the female perspective, because again, men dominate the country music world. And oh well, I'm sad and I'm depressed and I want a beer and feelings, emotions that I can't have because I gotta hide them.
Yeah.
So it's refreshing to hear it come from the female voice, the female perspective. But to me, it just sounds kind of generic. And it's a good song, don't get me wrong, but it's not something I'm gonna like hoop holler like, oh my god, look at this amazing song.
It's not. If I had a giant like stereo system, I would not be turning this up to 40. Like sometimes I want to be the sad girl.
Exactly.
Actually, maybe
I would.
Maybe
but,
I would.
you know.
Actually,
I used to be the sad girl, so I'm over it. My other critique. Really, why are you gonna have glitter raining down on the audience?
I love it.
In the live version, my ADHD got distracted by the glitter falling down behind her into the audience.
That would have drove me nuts. First of all, I'm like, I did not come here to be glitter bombed because now I got to go home with all this glitter on me. That was something that annoyed me. I was like, the glitter, no.
Especially third in the lineup too. Like,
right. So now we got to sit here with glitter all over us for the rest of the show.
Right?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
It's like by the end of this, someone's gonna look at me and call me cinnamon. I'm gonna have to slap a hoe. Like,
I love it.
I did not sign up for this.
I agree with that. Like that critique is very much agree. Like don't bring glitter down on me very early on in the show. And still don't do it at all because I have to go home and wash this glitter off and out of my hair and off my clothes. And do you know how hard it is to get glitter out your hair?
Yes.
Almost impossible.
It's so bad to get out of a beard.
It's so impossible, and you'll be having glitter on yourself for weeks.
I mean, I don't mind.
Okay, cinnamon.
Well, anyway, moving on. Oh, goodness. So next up is Washington, D.C. The artist is Either. The song is I Like It. I didn't like it, but we'll get there. So D.C. is not a state, in case you didn't know, which is why the whole time we've been saying all the states, territories, and D.C.
Because it's not a territory, nor is it a state.
It's a federal district.
Period.
Cool. So he is Trinidadian American. His style is go-go music, which this was my first introduction to it. I really like the style. I'll say that. And he's been background singer for Childish Gambino, among a bunch of other artists, which I thought was, I love Childish Gambino, so I noted that specifically. However, actually, I'm gonna let you say it because you had a really good, good
honey. There's a reason you were a backup dancer. Like when
singer.
Sorry. Words. There's a reason that he was a backup singer. Now I have heard the studio version, and the studio version was nice, but compared to the live version, when it came down to like the short, quick, I like it. Like he did really good there because you could hear the power behind it. He alliterated really well, but when it came to him singing and actually enunciating some of the words, he just didn't have the power behind it. Now he had the charisma for the stage performance, like get everybody hyped, keep going. His breath control needed a lot of work. His overall like power that he would put behind it was very touch and go. And then as he was moving around the stage, he would also move the mic around. So some areas would be louder than others, and he'd start singing again, but the mic, he'd have to, and it just like definitely hearing the studio version, it's a good song, but the live performance just didn't do it for me. So.
Yeah, I agree. I like him a lot. He has a lot of charisma, a lot of great stage presence, and I thought the staging of this performance was really cool as well. Just that vocal just did not do it for me in the way that I needed it to.
Yeah.
I wanted to like this song. I
Same.
wanted to like this song so much. Um, and I like it on the studio version. I like the
Same.
studio version of it.
Same.
And because I like the groove of the song. I thought the groove and I thought his breakdowns in the song were really, really good. Like that whole do 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 do. I was like,
So
yes,
good.
yes, bet. And I thought I was like, I could really get into this song, but then like y'all talked about, the vocals just weren't it. And see, that's the thing for me. I need an all around good song, an all around good performance. Like if your song is weak, or if your vocals are going to be weak, then you have to give me amazing everything else, like amazing stage presence, amazing performance. And I felt like the vocals were too weak to add up to bring up your performance. Like he gave us everything he did in the performance. Like the performance was good, the dancing, the movement. He utilized the stage really well. He looked good doing it. I really wanted to like it. And like I said, the beat was amazing. Like I could see myself, if you just put this song on in a club, I'm jamming, I'm dancing, I'm doing it. But watching it live and listening to his vocals live, it just didn't do it for me. Is it the most, is it the, I don't say, is it, the song is memorable. Like I'll listen to the song again. And so that's a plus for me on that, because it's another person's song, we'll get to them later, that is not even memorable enough for me to even, you know.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. But
It's just a song. So I feel like this song, at least it was memorable enough. The beat was memorable enough, something to make me go, yeah, yeah. I, but other than that, it just wasn't. It wasn't the best. I wanted to like it so bad. Y'all know me. I'm rooting for everybody black, because that's what I do. But this one here was just not it for me, unfortunately.
Like,
And I didn't get his name either. I'm like, neither.
Like,
I don't think
honestly,
that's a good name.
I definitely get what you mean by wanting to like the song, because it has a lot of potential. Just anybody who's not him sing it.
Honestly,
yes,
and
yep.
Even through the performance, like if you go back and you watch the live version, you see Snoop. He just like, he's sitting there, he's bopping, but he looks like he's doing it out of obligation, because he's got like the blandest face. He's just.
Yeah, I think he wanted to like it. I wanted to like, people wanted to like it. His vocals just wasn't strong enough for make people want to like it.
Yeah.
So I like it. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. But you know what? I think we all liked a little bit. Massachusetts.
Yes.
Jared Lee. The song is Shameless. Now, he was one of multiple people that talked about a lot of revolutionary things. It was like all of the states that are like original colonies this week, and also like the West.
Yeah.
Was like the theme of the week, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no one's on a coast, with the exception of Hawaii. Nobody, it's either West Coast or East Coast.
Yeah. Well,
because like West Coast for me, I consider like Nevada, Utah, and Arizona as part of West Coast, even though they're not like West Coast, but still. He had a top 40 single at one point, so that's cool. He's opened for Train, who I love, which is
I love Train.
And he wrote the theme, or he wrote and performed the theme song for the movie Fantasy Island.
Never heard the song, but okay.
Never heard of the movie.
I've heard of the TV show, never the movie.
Same. But yeah, this was great.
Oh, are we going to be?
Sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say this was great, and I'll get back to my opinions later, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Shameless. I'm like, I was waiting for you to go on, but okay.
You go right ahead, Lana.
I love the song.
Mm-hmm.
I loved his voice. I loved his everything. Like, he was incredible. I understand why he had a top 40 hit, why people would want to listen to him sing, because he really made me want to listen to him sing. The fact that, and he wrote this song was just, ugh, ugh, okay. It just, like, be still my beating heart. This man was like, I am shameless in love with you. As nothing else. I don't care who knows it. It is what it is. I used to run, but no longer am I running because, girl, I am shameless in love with you. So it's like,
And he's hot.
and he's, who don't want to hear a hot man singing that they shamelessly in love with you? Like, yes, boo, thank you. It was such a good song, and like, I was right there with the jury, keeping him number one all of that time. Like, that's so, like, nobody else was coming close to that song. It was so freaking good. It was so freaking good. I enjoyed every second of it. The staging was amazing. It was just so simple but so beautiful. It was, he didn't need nobody on that stage with him. He didn't need nothing else but him and a microphone, and he 2 foot flat footed sang it that song, and I was like, yes, I'm here for it. Sing Mr. Jared Lee. Period.
If a performer can command and captivate a performance with such simple staging and by themselves, it's so impressive to me. And like, everything, he just has a level of charisma that is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
The vocal was phenomenal. I loved the simplistic staging. I thought all of it was just fantastic. But again, for me, this is not, for me, there are other songs in this heat that I would listen to on a regular basis more often than this song, which ultimately has kind of become my like baseline, because I didn't hate a single song this week. So it's like, it's really difficult because I'm now like, okay, what songs would I listen to regularly? And those are the ones that are kind of going higher on my rankings. Not that this is low by any means of the imagination, but it's a really, it's great.
I mean, y'all have summed it up perfectly. Like, literally, my notes are literally, ooh, them stage effects though. Yes, like that.
Yeah.
Literally all of it worked really well together. All the stage effects, to the lighting, to the little bit of smoke, fog that he had, the simple movements that he did. I will admit, at one point I was like, it'd be pretty funny if he just kept walking and you fell off because
Sure.
you couldn't see the floor. But like, overall, he did really well. The lyrics, the tone of everything, he had a very dynamic sound. He just, it was so good.
So good. It was so good.
So good.
So good in a week where almost everyone was so good.
Yes, it was like, really good.
I'm going to go ahead and just say now, I think the only live performance I didn't love was DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lana disagrees. I'm very interested. I'm very interested.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think the only live performance is DC's.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay. All
but
right.
It's just another song that I just don't remember.
Well, let's find out if it's the next one, because we're moving on to Georgia. Okay.
It's definitely not this one.
Okay. We've got Stella Cole. The song is DIY. She grew up in Peachtree, Georgia.
Period.
I love that. She talks a lot about all of her soul and R&B influences, which I absolutely loved. Again, a southern state that you would expect to send country, and instead sending this pop R&B soul inspired banger. I love this song. This is another one that's been on repeat. DIY. Like, it's so good. It's so good. I thought her vocals could use a little bit of work, but I thought they were at like 80, 85, 90%. There were just a few moments for me that were a little meh, but I loved the staging. I loved her outfit. I know someone here doesn't, but I loved the outfits. I loved the staging. It was simple. It was effective. You go, Stella Cole.
ADHD and glitter don't go well together. That's all I gotta say on the outfit.
Clearly.
But outside, simps respectfully, because like she's got it. She's got the voice. She's got the look. She's got the charisma. She's got the stage presence. She honestly reminds me of like a cross between Iggy Azalea and like the early 2000s Pink. Like she definitely, it's a bop. It's a vibe. I'm not a fan of the outfit. But overall, yeah, chef's kiss.
This was one of my favorites of the night. One of my favorites.
This is the song that I thought you were going to say was incredibly unmemorable and generic.
Oh my God, no way.
Okay.
Like,
it was one of two, and I'm pretty sure I know now which one we're talking about, but go ahead.
This song was so freaking good. First of all, when we talked about it last week and you just gave the titles of the song, I was like, I want to hear that song. DIY, because we all know we've heard DIY used so many times. So I'm like, what is DIY about? And then when I heard it, I was like, you go, girl. Say that, do that, tell him we don't need you, do it yourself. Go ask your mama. Period. I was on the line for that. And let me just start from the beginning. She looked freaking incredible.
Yep.
Like her makeup was flawless. Her hair, flawless. Yep. I liked the outfit because I feel it fit the song and what she was trying to do. She's a pop star. That's what they do. They give all glitz. They give all glamour. So I thought from head to toe, she looked flawless. The stage, the girls, the dancing, great. I only have one little critique. I hate the one girl in pants and the rest of them in shorts. I'm like, her shorts not fit. Did she get a tear or something? I felt like it was a wardrobe malfunction happening because it just took away that she got on these blue pants and they all wearing black shorts. But that's not her fault if something happened to the girl's shorts. I thought it was a fun song. I thought it was very much in your face kind of song. Like, yeah, you know, I'm strong. I'm independent. I ain't got to do nothing for you. I've been doing this for you. Now, you know what? Do it yourself. See how you do it without me, because I ain't doing it no more. I loved it. It's okay. I hate putting, like, I don't like J-Lo that much, but you know that song, Tell Your Mama I'm Not Your Mama. That's the vibe. Again. I'm not your mama. I like that song from J-Lo, and it gave me that kind of vibe. Like, do it yourself. I ain't gotta do it. You know, it just, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So I wish she would have interacted with the dancers a little more and danced a little bit more. Yeah. That's one thing. I'm like, because you're a pop star, and as a pop star, you need to give us a pop star performance. So you have to interact with your dancers more. Like, you're not Adele. Adele can have people dance around her because that's not Adele's thing. We expect Adele to stand there and sing and everybody else perform around her. But if Britney Spears hopped on that stage, we expect Britney Spears to dance. Mm-hmm. We expect a Normani to dance. We expect a Chloe Bailey to get on that stage and dance.
Yes.
You are a pop star. That's your thing. We expect you to dance. I mean, if we go back a couple of weeks, Alexa got up there and killed it, and she danced because that's what pop stars do. And she's a K-pop star. That's what you are supposed to do. So that's the only critique I have for Stella. I wish she would interact with her dancers and like dance a little bit more, because that's what you do. You're a pop star. Give us a pop performance and dance. But other than that, Stella was stellar, period.
Yeah. Speaking of Britney Spears, congrats on the pregnancy.
Oh, she's pregnant again. Congrats.
Yep. I'm
Good
very,
for
very
her.
excited.
Good
She's
for her.
just 2022 is her year. It may not be our year, but it's her year.
Do
And I
what you
love
got to
it.
do, Britt. I feel
True.
like Brittany been going through enough. So do you do?
Oh, she's
Have
been
more
going
babies.
too much.
Have more babies if you like. 3 more if you wanna. Okay.
All right, moving along. Next up, we've got Hawai'i. The artist is Bronson Vardy. The song is For You. First of all, hi, hello, hi. This man is fucking beautiful. Anyway, now that we have
I was going to say the same thing in my notes because that's what I got.
I'm just going to go ahead and say it for all three of us because I know we're all thinking it.
Respect.
Very, very.
He's gorgeous.
So he grew up in Oahu. Most of his intro was him shirtless, which again, not mad. His style is Hawaiian music.
Yep.
So it's the blend of the styles. You know, I like this. For me, this is like 2 steps above Sunsets and Sea Turtles. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it over to Lana because I know where you're going with it.
I thought it was on the same lines of Sunsets and Sea Turtles. Like, I loved it. I would listen to it again. Do I think it's gonna go far? Probably not. He has great vocals. Like, his tone is really good. Like, I can hear it. I heard, his little runs that he was doing, and the even in the not so subtle things that he was doing, it was like it was he has a great rich tone. I loved it. I can hear it. I wish he would have picked a different song because I feel like if he would have gave us something a little bit more, he would say, because he has the chops. And like he said, he wrote a lot of original songs. He got these songs that he's written. And so I feel like he could have pulled from another one of his songs. Because I can tell he has it. He has a great vocal range and great voice. I just think the song was just nice. It was nice enough. Would I listen to it again? 100% I would listen to it again. Will it be at the top of my playlist? Probably not. If it comes on, I wouldn't turn it off. Sure. But, I don't think it's one of those. It's like I said about Sunsets and Sea Turtles. It's a nice song. I listen to it if it come on. It's not a classic song. It's not a song that you're like, oh, I'm going to remember the song for the rest of my life. It's just, it was nice. And if you hear it, you'll be like, oh, I remember that song. For you, that's a nice song. And then you move on and you'll forget about it in the next 10 minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
But he's gorgeous, so it doesn't really matter.
No.
Because the man is fine. So,
Oh my God.
Oh, we do all the same thing over here. Yeah.
Okay, so I can't
respect. Of course, we do it every day.
We respectfully simp over all the good-looking men. Period.
And most of the women. Let's be honest.
Let's do gorgeous women too. Yeah. Did you not hear me just talk about Stella? How flawless she was. Okay. Period.
Simps respectfully, period. Like, that's it, period.
Yep.
So for him, he definitely did have some good stage presence. I'll give him that. He had the charisma. He definitely had the voice, but I do agree that just the song choice was not, like, it was nothing memorable. And I understand that, especially with contests like these, you want to pick something that's going to be definitely a little bit poppy, maybe even a little bit catchy, so, like, it catches the audience attention. But with the way, like, he did add the Hawaiian touches to it, but it still just, in my opinion, came out to a generic pop song that, like, you could listen to it again. You definitely probably hear it on the radio once or twice, but beyond that, it's not like, oh, that one song that was like, yes, oh yeah, I heard this song. It sounds good.
Yeah.
If it's on, I'll listen to it, but I'm not going to go out of my way for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I will say he had my favorite staging of the night because he made a fucking island on the stage.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like, yes, I love it. But yeah,
I did love that.
It was unfortunately a vibe from all of these, Hawaii and the territories so far, with the exception, honestly, of Puerto Rico. All of them have kind of just been a very, like, generic song. And I'm excited for Puerto Rico because they're moving on and I'm hoping they do great things. We We love
We love
Logan,
Kristen.
but
I'm a Loco fan. I stand Loco. I do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's hot. So nothing matters. Truly nothing else matters. So moving on, we've got West Virginia up next. Alex Cunningham, as Snoop likes to call her. But no, it's Alexis Cunningham. The song is Working on a Miracle. She talks in her intro about how West Virginia has the most cities named for other cities in the world, which I thought was interesting. I now want to travel to Shanghai, West Virginia. I don't know about y'all. I'm just curious how white it is. I'm going to be real honest. I'm interested in how white it is.
I can probably say it's very much white.
I would believe it. So West Virginia is known for coal mining and bluegrass. Yeah, my grandmother-in-law is from West Virginia, so yes, I'm very familiar with that. Her style is a cross between retro, rock, and punk, and she automatically moved like 2 or 3 spaces up on my list because gay.
Yes.
Because gay.
We stand.
We support all the gays. And I will say, because I don't know how either of y'all feel about this song, I absolutely love this song. I absolutely love this song, and I will tell you why. This was some of my favorite staging of the evening. I thought her vocal was incredible. Her tone is so cool. I thought she had the most unique voice of the evening, honestly. Actually, no, that's a lie. The second most unique voice of the evening. I love the vibe. The song is so cool. The biggest issue I had were these 2 lyrical dancers blocking her in pretty much every single damn shot that they did. But I love the song.
Zip?
So definitely with the way the stage was set up, like, by far my favorite. It came together really nice. The stage itself was very dynamic and did really good for telling the story, especially for the song. The dancers, so I definitely can understand where it would get I definitely see where it can get frustrating with them going in front of her.
That was my only issue, honestly. If they had danced behind her, I wouldn't have had an issue.
But they did so good telling the story too.
Agreed.
It's very, so when you have backup dancers or you have anybody who dances to music that you're singing, it's very rare that you find people who can tell the story of your song so well. Their movements were in sync with the music. Everything they did, you could feel the emotion, not just through her voice, but by watching them dance. And it was by far one of my favorite, it's a vibe. It's a whole ass vibe.
Lana, I'm scared about what you have to say.
See, this is the thing. First of all, I didn't realize she was gay. Didn't know. Maybe I just didn't pay attention I didn't pay attention to the intro.
Her girlfriend was in the intro package.
Yeah. I didn't pay attention to look, I was doing this while I was working.
Fair.
I was at work and I was watching, and so okay. I really paid attention to the performance, not the intro stuff.
She's one of us, so yes.
Wonderful. Good work. Did not pay attention to that. And then, but I realized it now as I'm looking back at the dancers were 2 girls. And I was like, okay. I just thought that they just decided to do something really cool and do 2 girl dancers because they were the best dancers. And that's great too.
Imagine a straight woman performing with 2 female dancers out of West Virginia.
I mean,
that would never happen. But, I would love that.
I would totally have 2 dancers dancing on the song that I'm singing because why not? Sure. I pick the best dancers. Exactly. If it's just whatever. But that's neither here nor there. I can care less about her sexuality. I just was more interested into the performance. I liked her performance. I don't remember the song.
Sure.
That's a problem for me. I don't remember this song. And I don't remember what the song was about. I don't remember what she was talking about. I just don't remember the song. And I listened to it again today before we got on the air, and I still don't remember this song. So I don't think the song is a memorable song for me. I think she performed it well. I liked the studio version. I liked her voice. I liked her tone. Like, I know she could sing. She could definitely sing, and she could definitely probably. I just don't remember this song. So I wish for me she had a different song that was more memorable for me. I just don't remember it, so I can't even critique it because I don't even remember what it was. I just liked her voice. I will say that. I do enjoy her voice. I enjoyed her tones. Um, I liked the dancers. I thought they told a story. They told, but what is that story? I don't know because I don't remember the song. That's a huge problem for me. I'm like, I don't.
The message of the song was like, it was relationship troubles. Like, I don't remember lyrics offhand, I'll be honest, but yeah, it was like relationship problems, and then like working on a miracle is like working on like the ideal, like the person that's out of like your reach or whatever.
See, I didn't get any of that. I don't, and so I don't know. I wanted to like it, especially after listening to You Too Brave about it. I wanted to like it. I just don't remember it.
Fair. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she's gay. I'm gonna be real honest. Yeah. I can't speak for Zev.
I mean, we stand the lesbians. So
well, and there have not been very many openly queer people in the contest. I think she may be the first one. I can't think of.
I mean, the one that I mean, I don't remember anybody who's just like, yes, this is who I am. But I don't know. I just wanted the song for me to make it what I remember it. Like, I even remember what I Like It was about. I don't remember what Working on a Miracle was about.
Sure. Fair. All right.
But
next up is Arizona. Oh, Las Marias de la Finiquera. I didn't realize their story, and that honestly like added so much like gravity to the song. So it's Maria Isabel and Maria Theresa, who are just lovely, just phenomenally lovely. They started singing Corrado music, which is a subsection, I guess you could call it, of mariachi. It's very like there's a lot going on that is all kind of under the mariachi umbrella. But a lot of their intro was talking about how they were born in Phoenix, but at age 8, I believe it was, their parents were deported. And so obviously because they are U.S. citizens, they are some of a lot of people that I know personally who had to, cross the border and live in both Arizona and Mexico. I went to school with a lot of people who did that on a weekly basis. I don't know if you have any similar situations, but that's especially because Tucson is an hour north of the border. So we're like, I know a lot of people who have been in that very similar situation. Also, the Greetings from Tucson mural that was in their intro, I was like, I know exactly where that is. It's like, I know exactly where that is. But I'm not sorry. I'm biased. I loved this. This song has been on repeat since the moment it came out. I had a notification from Spotify saying that these songs got dropped, and I listened to Arizona immediately because I needed to make sure that the song was really good. And guess what? It's really good. Unfortunately, is this going to qualify? No. I would be truly shocked, given the field that we have in this heat. I would be truly shocked and obviously very excited. But I would be truly shocked if this song qualified. And the biggest thing for me that made this different, other than the fact that this was 99% in Spanish, was also the fact that they are the only group so far that has exclusively used that middle part of the stage and not even used the main stage. And that just added so much to the performance for me.
Honestly, Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Honestly, this performance just spot on. Period. Like everything from the fact that it was an all-female mariachi to the fact that their outfits were identical but opposing at the same time. The fact that with their voices they worked so well together because you could hear when they were on the same pitch and tone versus when you had the melody versus the harmony. And just the fact that it told a story. And I'm gonna be honest, I un poquito hablo español, pero it was
Same.
all the emotion that you can feel in it. You don't necessarily have to be able to speak Spanish in order to understand it. And just all the raw emotion that you could feel in it, the dynamic that they had on stage, because they still sat there and they interacted with each other. And don't even hold on. That one lady, the one I think she was all the way to the left with the acoustic guitar, did not need to go that hard with the riff. Right? Hold on. You had an electric guitar up there. I think it was an electric.
I believe it was, yeah.
But the acoustic is the one that went hard. Like, and it's honestly, I'm really sad that the jury rating for it was as low as it
We
was.
will talk about it. I am angry still.
Yes, it is very frustrating because, especially so being in Tucson, we have a very mixed population here. It has recently become a lot more democratic. There are so many people out here that just because it's in Spanish, I don't like that song. Yeah. I won't listen to the music. I won't listen to like how it feels now. I understand that there's some music out there, just like with every genre, it's just like it's kind of flat. Like it's kind of annoying. The beat is the sound, that rhythm, da 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 da. But like it's so frustrating that you have these culturally beautiful pieces that get the shit end of the stick because they're not the language that everyone wants to listen to, or because people can't understand the significance of what they're singing about. And it just, it's frustrating.
The theatricality of their performance, and I mean that in the best possible way, conveyed everything they needed to say, and you didn't need to know the language they were saying.
Thank you. But again, I know a lot of people with this story, so maybe it's my bias being a Tucsonan and in Arizona.
I think we're definitely alone.
But I had friends in high school who literally went through this stuff, and it's a very powerful thing to like see it,
yeah,
and to feel the emotion behind it. And I'm mad that half the country is like, fuck, like it's not that good. Oh no.
I have thoughts. I have so much to say. First of all, let me just say, listening to their story, I was crying.
Yeah.
Because nobody should have to go through that and have to deal with their parents being deported somewhere back when they're 8 years old. They've been living here for so long, and then their parents are deported. So now they have to go back and forth between two countries, and then have to go through the humiliation of being asked if they're bringing drugs into the country every single day. Like, that is so frustrating, even just listening. And if anybody listened to that story and didn't feel for that, they have no heart. They have no soul. They like, come on. And I'm not going to jump on my soapbox about immigration and all of that because I have thoughts.
We'll be here for another
2-3 hours if we jumped into that conversation. Yeah. But just listening to their story alone, I was like, I really don't care what they sing. I love them. Yeah. I really don't care what they say. I love them. But then they said the song was about their journey. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's hear about this journey. I was ready for them to start singing in Spanish and singing in English And then they faked me out because the first line said, started at the bottom. I'm like, yes, started at the bottom. And then they went into Spanish and they stayed there. And they stayed there. And I was like, okay. But I've listened to this song 5 times. 5 times.
Oh.
I've listened to this song 5 times, twice on the studio version, and the other 3 times I watched their performance. Because I wanted to make sure that I gave them the fair chance of actually feeling their performance, because I knew I would not understand what they were saying. So it was all about the performance for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even need to know what they were saying to know what they were talking about. That performance was so powerful. And it was just simple things like when they were saluting and da 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 da. I was like, I don't know what they're saying, but I feel it. It gave me a feeling. Remember, Logan, we were talking about the anointing when I was talking about gospel music and how gospel music gives you a feeling that it's just the anointing. You don't have to go to church. You don't really have to know what they're talking about and what the preachers talk about or whatever. It's just something about the feeling of the song. That's what I got from this performance, because I knew I wasn't going to understand it. I needed to feel it, and I felt this song. I still don't know what they were talking about. And honestly, I don't care. I don't even need the message. I don't need the translation. I don't want nobody to tell me what they said. I'm just going to go by what I think it is and what I felt when I was listening to it. These girls sounded amazing. Their voices they're sisters.
Yes.
I know you can tell. I sing with my sisters, and it's something about when you sing with siblings and you all have that familiarity with each other that is something different in the voices. Me and my sisters can sing together, and we don't have to look at each other to know where the other person is going. I don't have to tell her we just have a sense of this is what we're doing and a little slight head nod, and they know where we're going. And it's like you can hear in their tones, and when they were singing together, they sounded like one voice. And then when they were singing, when they split apart into their harmonies, it was beautiful. And don't get me started on that band, those ladies, those women, those females, those bosses were killing. Every guitar they play, I don't know what kind of, every single guitar, they were killing it. And it was so beautiful to see. And like you said, that staging, them just using that middle stage and putting flowers around it, and it just was good. It was a good song. Will it probably go on? Probably not, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to be streaming the heck out of it to help try to get it to the wild card, because I feel like they deserve to be there. They were so good. Even if I got to put it on repeat on my phone and turn the volume down and keep on going and doing what I'm doing, I'm going to stream it, because I feel like they are getting the short end of the stick, because half the country is not going to get it. They don't understand it. And it's very regional. Very regional. People in Arizona, people in southern Texas, people on the border states, they'll get it. But the people up north and in the east and down, they're not going to get that. And Midwest, they're not going to get that. And that's where the majority of these jury votes came from. And that's where the majority of these votes are going to come from. I know I'm talking a long, long time about it. And I just...
It deserves to be talked about.
I love them. I love them so much. No, I know we're lagging. So I just love them so much.
I would go ahead and say they're in the top 10 as far as just pure vocal power out of everyone we've heard so far across the whole contest. Like I would very safely put them up there.
They definitely have they definitely have such amazing tone quality about their voice. And like I said, because I know what singing with your sister is like. I'm very biased about that. And so I know that that tone that they have is very much because they're sisters and they grew up singing together, and they can be one voice, but then when they go off you can hear the differences in their voices.
Oh yeah.
It's just beautiful. I enjoyed
Yeah.
them. Las Marias are just, to me, I love them. I hate, like I said, it's so many good songs in this category in this week.
Yeah.
It's just like, as much as you want to put them at the top of the tip of the top, because
I want everyone at first place.
Right. I want so many groups at first place. If we could do a tie between like 3 or 4 songs, this would be in there.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed them. I enjoyed their story. Like I said, I don't really care what the song meant or what it was saying. I don't need a translation. I know what I felt. And I felt
I had the translation open too. That's the funny thing, is I had it. Well, mostly because I wanted to know. Mm-hmm. And it's just as powerful in English. I'll say that. But like when the artist,
tell me what it meant.
I don't have it open anymore, but it, like, the lyrics were all about like struggle and like working for the boss. Like the whole salute thing was like working for the boss, and like De La Finiquera is like from, I guess, where they're from. I don't exactly know where or if La Finiquera is a specific place, but that is reminiscent of like their upbringing and where they associate themselves from. And the whole song is just about like starting from the bottom is kind of the perfect way to start the song, because then from there it's like working hard for what you have, and like it's just that sort of message, which is phenomenal.
That's what I felt.
When the artists were announced for this, obviously I went straight to Arizona. I was like, who's representing us? And I am so incredibly happy. It does not matter to me how they do, because I understand at the end of the day this is a contest, and like we've talked about, like, not everybody who votes in this is going to be from the Southwest. But knowing how, I don't want to dive into the political state of Arizona, but like there's a lot going on, especially right now, with people that are like all things. The fact that these ladies were chosen to represent our state in the first song contest, I feel very similarly to the way that you felt with Alabama, like Nico very, very much so representing who Alabama is as a state. Like these two girls represent who Arizona is as a state, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I agree.
So
they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
Yeah. So they're actually the third most streamed on Spotify out of this heat. The unfortunate thing is, like, first place is like almost 80,000, and then second place is at like 16,000, and Las Marias are at like 4,000, which is around where everybody else is. But like, we're gonna take that they're the third most streamed on Spotify in this heat. We're gonna take that. Well, we must move on, because we must talk about Arizona all day. We got 2 songs left, and they're both pretty fucking great. The first of which being Pennsylvania, Bree Steves. The song is Plenty Love. Truly that. Pennsylvania is the home, or Philly specifically is the home of brotherly love and cheesesteaks, but don't put Cheese Whiz on her cheesesteak. And I don't either. I use white American cheese. On mine, at least. Pepper jack. I love that. I love that a lot.
I mean, put white cheddar, put sharp cheddar. I don't care. Just put some cheese on there.
Right.
Good cheese.
Yeah, so she was born in Philly. She talks about how she spent $3,000 on not a car, but her studio equipment, which, great, love it. And the big thing was she was talking about how she's performed with Kendrick Lamar, which I think is pretty great.
That's kind of awesome.
I'm gonna pop out for a second, but y'all gush and rave over Bree Steves, and I'll do so when I get back, because I know we're all gonna have the same opinion.
Okay.
All right. So, would you like to go first, or?
I will. Let me start with Bree Steves. I freaking love this song. I love this song. I wanted to love this song when I saw her, because I've always supported everybody Black. That's just what I do. But I wanted to love this song. The second I saw her, I was like, I want to love this song. She just seemed to have a good vibe about her that I was
Mhm.
digging. I was digging her vibe. Then she started singing, and I was like, I really dig her vibe. Like, it
Wow.
was such a vibe, man. It was so groovy and vibey. And like, I liked her sound. I liked her sound. Then she started rapping, and I was like, and
Yes.
she got bars too.
Yup.
Ugh.
And that.
Oh, I was in. I love this song. I thought
Oh,
she just did so well for me. I enjoy Bree Steve so much. I loved her vibe. I
we.
loved her look. I loved her song. I loved the tone in her voice. I just I love this song. I want this song to move on. It's one of those. It's like I want this one to move on. I feel like
Yeah.
I want her to move on. I just love her. I
She
love it. I want.
deserves to move on.
I
Yes.
love this song.
That's where it gets so hard. There's so many people that deserve to move on.
Yes.
There's
But
literally 34 songs that are going to be knocked out, and I know the bulk of them are going to be songs we really like. That's the
yeah,
difficulty.
Yeah.
she did so good. Her stage presence, mwah. The way she was able to tell a story, mwah. The way that she could go from singing like so fluently. She had a dynamic voice, a dynamic sound with it too. It wasn't flat. It didn't just stick to one. Honestly, it didn't even stick to very one range because she went from singing to up to her high voice to rap.
Oh no, Lana's gone again. Well, you keep going.
So from words, line,
high range, high range.
Okay, there we go. Singing from like her head voice, then to rapping like that. Oh, that fluid transition from literally going from the head voice to the rapping and then right back like nothing happened. See, like right back like nothing happened.
Truly that.
Yep,
Truly that.
Truly.
That takes skills. That takes skills to do that. And she,
Like the whole thing just mwah.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
So Lana, there's something that I've said that I've only said about one state so far, and that's Alabama. This is a winner. This is a winner.
Yep.
This is the only song this week that I will be genuinely frustrated if she does not qualify. Because she deserves everything in the world. The song is phenomenal. Her flow in the rap portion is phenomenal. Her vocals, phenomenal. Stage presence, phenomenal. Just, she has every single thing that this contest was made for. Truly every single thing it was made for. The staging, simple, effective, beautiful. She's stunning. Everything about her is just spectacular. And if she doesn't qualify, I'm going to be pissed. Thoroughly pissed. You got to wait, 5 more days at the time we're recording. But just, I love her. Love it. Fabulous. Wonderful. Yes.
She was so good. She was so good. I enjoyed her very much.
Yeah. Well, we've got one more to talk about this evening before we dive into our rankings, and that is Washington. Alan Stone. The song is A Bit of Both. Now, Alan is our other Grammy-nominated artist, which, like, cool. Good for you. He got his start, basically, playing on Conan in 2011, and since then has done everything he's ever wanted to do in the world. And he's from Seattle, so he talks a lot about how the Seattle music scene is very like inclusive and welcoming and all that kind of stuff, which it's Seattle, so that doesn't necessarily surprise me all that much. But yeah, what do we think of Alan Stone?
I personally like. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. I will listen to this song for the rest of my life.
Yep.
I freaking love this song. First of all, that man's voice is so soulful and so smooth. It's he is not the most handsome man in the world, but that voice is a panty dropper of a
I think
voice.
he's hot. Personally,
I didn't say he wasn't hot. I just said he's not the most handsomest man in.
he's not Bronson Vardy level.
Right. He's fine, but his voice will take him up notches upon notches. He is the finest man in the world when he opens his mouth and sings. Like, he is gorgeously freaking hot. Like, that's a panty dropper voice for me. And I haven't said that about anybody's voice in this competition yet. That man's voice will melt your clothes off. He is so soulful, so smooth, so sexy. It's just something sexy about that voice. And I don't know what it's just so freaking good. And it's just, oh my God. It's raw, it's soulful, it's powerful, it's everything. And then the song, oh my God. I can't. I love this song so much. I'm going to say it right now. This is my favorite song of the night. Don't be surprised by the rankings. I love this freaking song to my core. Like, I think this song has shot up to my favorite song of the entire competition thus far. This song just does it for me. Everything about this performance was it for me. And you know how I felt about Texas, and I loved how Texas performed.
I'm like, where's my Lana rant banner? I have one somewhere. I'm kidding.
It's just everything I want in a song. This is the kind of song that I will put on and clean my house to. This is the kind of song that I will get in the car and drive for a long road trip and play it on the playlist. Like, it is everything. That staging, amazing. Just him with all of his backup singers just singing with and the smoke and the if you want to talk about a perfect performance, ladies and gentlemen, you have one in this song. This song was a perfect he understood the assignment when he wrote this song, when he performed this song, when he put his hat on his head and put the curls down in his face. He understood the assignment. This song was everything. Everything. There was nothing bad about this song. I have not one negative comment about this song, about his presence, about his voice, nothing. It was pure perfection. And I had notes about Texas and I didn't like, and I thought his thing was flawless. No, this is what you call flawless. There was nothing wrong with this one. Nothing.
So, there is something I've only said about 2 songs in this contest, being Alabama and Pennsylvania. This is a winner. This is a
winner. This is a freaking winner.
I'm going to retroactively add a 4th song to this list because I just remembered Jordan Smith, Sparrow.
Oh, Sparrow. Oh, yeah. We did say Sparrow.
So, Alabama, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and Washington are the 4 on that list that maybe Oklahoma with Alexa, maybe. But I don't have nearly as much of a visceral reaction to this song as you do, Lana, but I really, really, really love this song. It is his vocal flawless. You said everything I was going to say. Honestly, like, this song is great. Is it at the absolute top of my ranking? I'm going to say no. And the reason why is there's just other songs for me that I would listen to on a more regular basis. Again, going back to that whole thing, there are a few songs for me that I would listen to on a more regular basis than this song. But with that being said, this is phenomenal and this is a winner.
Nope. So definitely for this song, it's so good. It is. So yeah, it's number 1 on my list because his voice is in fact powerful. His voice tells a story and it is so good. And I honestly, just the song itself is a whole ass vibe, and man's voice is deceiving as hell. Cause like he walked out on stage, I was like, all right, what kind of like white boy twangy bullshit am I gonna hear now?
Bullshit.
Mhm.
Okay, so not to like judge a book by its cover, but
No,
like
that's valid.
I was judging
That's
a book.
valid.
I'd never heard of them. Like I'd heard the man's name in passing. I don't know any of his music off the top of my head.
Never
And
heard
that
of him.
man opened his mouth, and I was like, "Where did that come from? Hold on, whoa, wait a second, like." It was so good, and just overall the stage presence that he has, like the fact that you have a voice as captivating as that all you need is the lights. Like I think it was like it was the other effect that he had going with the red lights was like
It was like red light plus smoke.
The smoke.
smoke and
The
like
fog
the
machine, yeah.
yes, and it was so good.
He
and then
he also understood the assignment when it came to the staging and the vocal and all.
yes, and then the dynamic range of his voice as well, because there were those moments that while he does have an incredibly smooth and soulful voice, there were like just those moments of like that touch of almost like gravelly.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
I wrote in my notes, I called it intentional sharpness at certain moments.
It was the gravel. It was that power. Like that.
yeah.
I like to call it the passion because
Sure.
it gives you the intensity of a moment, and we were like, "Ugh." It's just. First of all, just saying, I want a bit of both because oh my God. Okay, I can't. And see, this is the thing. This is the thing for me. I listened to the studio version first, and I was like, this song is something I would listen to. His voice is freaking amazing. Like,
yeah,
his performance though just brought up an already elevated song for me. He just took it to the stratosphere with the live performance, and that's very rare, especially on this show. Like we've seen a lot of performances that we'll listen to the studio version, like, oh, this song is great, and then we'll listen to the performance and it drops it down a little bit because performance is not so good. This was the complete opposite of that. I listened to the song and I was like, this is a great song. Already good. But then watch the performances, like, even freaking better than good. Like, it just was so much. I just can't. There's not enough I could say about this song. This song was perfectly perfect. Even the imperfect parts was perfect. It was like, oh no, not the lightning doing that. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Let's wrap this up very soon then. Yes. Okay. Yes. Hi. Yes.
It's just like I would say, even his even the imperfect parts were intentional. And that's what made it perfect. Because it's like you can tell he was intentionally growling at these points and intentionally giving us intense. It was just so good, and his backup singers just complemented everything he was doing, which made the stage presence and the performance even better. You have to know to get the perfect band, the perfect instrumentation, the perfect background singers to complement you, not to take away from you, but complement you, and you give just as much because you got to give just that extra push to to take up for all that other stuff going on behind you. He was just imperfectly perfect. It's just perfect, like flawless, perfect. I've not said that about anybody this entire competition. He was 100% flawless, and there was no negative notes about his performance at all.
And to nobody's surprise, he won the jury vote.
Yep.
As he should. This is the first time I agree with the jury. This is the first time I think I've agreed with the jury completely.
Jordan Smith?
Oh, no, second time.
You raved just as much about Jordan as you did about Alan.
Second time I agree with the jury. Here's
what I'll say. Can we please get a female jury winner? They've all been, or at least like a man of color. They've all been white men.
That is very
I mean, I'm
true.
not
But
surprised, but
I mean,
like,
nobody's surprised. This is America.
uh,
As
but
much as we're having a good time with this is still America. What happened? What is that?
oh, I think you hit something. You hit a
Ow,
banner.
ow.
Anyway, it's all good.
Well,
But all right, time for some rankings.
whew, this
Well,
is it.
I'll go
Can
ahead
we
and start.
let's preference this by saying I liked every song this week. It's just some songs probably just ended up slower on the rankings due to the fact that it was so many good songs this week. So nobody should feel like their song was horribly bad.
I'm sad about where most of my lower rankings are. So
Me too.
I'm going to just go ahead and say I think we all have the same number 11. I know Zev and I
I
at
don't
least.
think we do.
Oh, okay. Well, I know you and I do. So our number 11 is DC.
Yeah, figures. My number 11 actually is Working on a Miracle. I just don't remember it. I just don't
Fair.
remember it.
Fine.
I at least have to remember it. I just don't remember it. I like her. I just don't remember the song.
Fine. My number 10, to no one's surprise, given my critiques of it, is Nevada.
Okay.
But
Zev, what is your number 10?
My number 10. So my number 10, just because of the genericness of the pop song, and he's got a good voice. He chose the wrong song for it. And something in a contest like this, that really does matter. So
yeah.
My number 10 is neither. I like
Sure.
it.
Sure.
Like I say, at least I know I like the beat and I remember the beat of the song and I remember what the song was about. But other than that, that's about it. Of what I liked about the song.
Yeah. So from here on out, for me at least, these are performances that I all enjoyed, which is the difficulty. So my number 9 is Hawai'i. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
oh no. All right. My number 9. So kind of unpopular opinion. My number 9. I growing up with all the music that I listen to, it's a good song, but there's so many like it out there. And granted that this is done by a country female singer, but there's just so many out there like it that
I understand, but I'm mad.
This might be a very unpopular opinion, but this is my number 9 song. Not like I say, everybody else I liked. It's just how they ended up. My number 9 is Mari Fly. I like her.
Yeah.
I like everything about her, but I think performance wise, it just wasn't the best. But it was such a good song. I mean, I think performance wise was a good performance, just not the best song. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still like her though.
Don't worry, Lana. My number 8 is New Hampshire. So
that's my number 8 as well.
Yes. Yeah. It's so unfortunate because I like her so much.
Yep.
It's just compared to everybody else. She was the one I was honestly the most sad about putting so low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Your number 8 is that's both of y'all number 8?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so my number 8. My number 8 will be the Sexy For You from Hawai'i. Bronson, you're gorgeous. I just wanted a better song.
Yeah.
I think my number 7 might shock both of you. I'm very surprised that this song fell as low as it did in my ranking. My number 7 is Massachusetts. So this is truly the portion, like my top 7 is where I've talked about it a little bit throughout, is where just it came down to the songs that I would listen to more repeatedly. And as much as I thought his performance was great, and I'd be very, very happy if he qualified, and I think he has a great shot at qualifying.
Oh, he will.
It just, there are other songs I would listen to more. So that's where unfortunately, my number 7 is Jared Lee.
Okay. Is it me?
I think it's Zev.
Yes.
So my number 7, as much as I rave and ranted about this song because it's a good song, there's some better stuff on here, and it really does come down to, you know, what would I like to listen to more.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, my number 7 song is Sad Girl, Utah. Like I said, great song. One of the best country songs that this competition has had. Great song. She sounded great singing it. I loved her voice. She looked the part. But it's other songs that I felt was just performed better or just a better song. But she's great, and I feel like we'll see her out there and hear her songs on the radio soon. But great song.
Number 6 for me, similarly to you, is going to be West Virginia. Lovely, wonderful, gay, but
we love that she's wonderful, lovely, and gay.
Absolutely.
All right, so my number 6, unpopular opinion, I think.
I'm scared. Oh,
just because it was a good song, but it's still there's still more songs ahead of it that I would listen to, because it falls, as good of a song as it is, it's starting to veer more towards like the modern day pop rap. And while I love me some Iggy Azalea and Pink, and she hit that vibe perfectly,
sure.
Yeah. My number 6 song is The Crystal Method. I like that song. I like the performance. The performance brought the song way up for me. They understood the assignment. They gave me what I wanted from a Vegas band. They gave me Vegas, and that's all I could ask for. And like I said, it was an acid trip I never knew I needed or wanted or thought about. But yeah. It gave me everything. So there we go.
He's stretching.
Ah.
So my number 5. It's Georgia. It's Stella. Unfortunately, it's Stella. There's just other songs that I thought were performed a little bit better than Miss Stella Cole. But again, would not be mad in the slightest if this qualified.
All right. What number are we on?
5.
Numero 5.
Yes.
Okay, so they did good. They did really good. At this point, it's just preference. Like, I love it, but I love some other stuff more.
We're at 5.
We are, yes.
5, yes. 5. I would give it to Stella Cole. I enjoyed the song. I love the song. I really do, and I will listen to it still because I really enjoyed it. I will say this: I like the studio version more than I like the performance, because I like the uncut version. I hate cut versions of a song. If somebody goes say what they want to say and they talk and they let them talk the entire time, you know. And I get it, we're on TV, so she couldn't say what she wanted to say, but you know, if you're a grown ass man, like if that's what you gonna say, let her say grown ass man. Why she gonna say grown up? Why she has to say grown up man? That's not what she said on the song. So, you know. But other than that, I loved it. And I wouldn't be mad to see her go on, but if she doesn't, I wouldn't be very shocked either.
Well, I feel like she'd also be competing for the Alexa votes, and I don't want anyone competing for the Alexa votes. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. So, number 4, sometimes I want to be a sad girl. A lot of the reason, so my rankings changed, like every time I picked up my whiteboard in this recording, my rankings changed, which was probably like 12 to 15 times. And
every time I picked up my pen, I changed.
The reason I have Savannah at number 4 is because I have not stopped listening to this song, and I have had this song stuck in my head for like days at this point. And the only reason she didn't go higher is because the top 3, which I think might actually be all of our top 3, I'm not entirely sure yet, but the top 3 I thought just had better performances than Savannah did. So Savannah's going to lie here at number 4.
Alrighty, number 4. Also love that character from Codename Kids Next Door. Number 4.
Oh.
So it was a phenomenal song. So you already know my number 1. My 2 and 3 are more of a I relate to them. And while this is a phenomenal song, again, while this is definitely something I put on repeat because, well,
yeah,
I just the other 3 really, so.
My number 4, I love the song so much. But it will be, yeah. I love it.
I understand.
Yep.
I love it so much. Y'all, I mean, we talked about it. We already know how I feel. But I feel like the other songs just did it. They just understood the complete assignment. And it has, I think my top 4, I'll be listening to these 4 songs for the longest times. I think these are the strongest 4 songs out of each throughout this competition, because like this is the hardest ranking I've had to do this entire time. Everything else has been like, okay, yeah, I see why this has happened. I see why. This one is just the hardest one, but I love this song so much. And like I said, even if I have no idea what they're talking about, the feeling of the song just hits me right in my soul. So I get it, and I'm gonna listen to it. But I feel like the other 3 songs also hit me in my soul in a whole nother way.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Well, someone's got to not put Washington at number 1, and I'm going to put it at number 3.
You're doing that just to be honoring. You really, no, you're doing that just to be honoring.
I've peeked the whiteboard. It's been sitting there for a minute.
That's just disgusting.
Just again, the top 3 are really performances that like 100% all around the board for me truly just did it. But am I going to listen to this song more than my top 2? I'm going to be very honest, probably not. But I'm going to listen to this song a lot because it's great.
All right, my number 3. Let's see. So my number 3.
No.
Yeah. Hey, top 3 is really.
I'm happy. Good. I'm happy that both of y'all have it in the top 4. So, I figured, but
I just, it's such a beautiful, such a powerful song, and especially as somebody who, I've had friends in high school who literally had to do this. I had to help tutor one of them.
Yeah.
And it's very real, and I don't want to say it's nice to hear it like in public media, but like it's definitely something that I'm glad it's out there to bring awareness to it.
Agreed. Yep. My number 3 is Shameless. I love the song. I love the song. It was just he performed it so well. What else can you say? It was a great song, and I don't mind any man singing to me about being shamelessly in love with me. I took it as him singing that to me personally, so I'm very happy.
Sure. Well, Lana, if I remember correctly, you put Alabama in second when we did their ranking, correct?
I did.
I feel like you, because I have Arizona second. I am, to touch on what you just brought up with them, the fact that their story was shown on NBC in not necessarily a positive light, but in a not completely negative light is powerful. And I appreciate NBC and the organizers of this contest for not only choosing Las Marias to represent us, but sharing their entire story. And for that, like, plus the song is phenomenal. But like, I appreciate that story being told in that sort of light. So, Arizona at number 2.
All right, my number 2.
It's one of 2. I just don't know which. Okay. Oh, I do actually know which, because y'all already said your number 1s.
Simps. Period. Next.
My number 2, of course,
Yeah.
is Brie. I just loved her flow. I loved her style. I loved the look. I just loved that performance. She sang it well. She rapped. She gave us bars. It was just a vibe. It was just a mood, and I want to vibe with Brie forever. So I'm rocking with Brie Steves.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll throw up y'all's number 1 because y'all have the same one. Already talked about it. Alan Stone.
Damn.
Great song. For me, I'm very, very happy that my number 1 is Brie Steves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
I could hear that. I'm not mad at that. I love it. I love it. You can't this week you really couldn't go wrong with the rankings, how you saw it or what you it was just
well, you were a little mad at me, Lana, but I agree.
I mean, you put Alan Stone at 3 and I'm like, what?
I put Jared Lee at 7.
Right, 7. I'm like, are you mad, man? But
Yes.
everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their things. But yeah, it's just it was just such a good week, solid week. I think this is the longest we've had, the longest show we've done on a song contest.
It's because there's 3 of us. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's because there's 3 of us.
That too, but because it's just a good, solid group. I think
this is the most solid week. We've talked about it the whole time, but yeah, this is the best week so far for me.
I agree.
I would just like a little bit more diversity as far as the qualifiers are concerned, but
yeah, I would love that too. That's why if Brie does not make it, I would be annoyed. I would love to see Las Marias make it, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
I'm gonna be the realist here. They're not. I would be thoroughly shocked and very happy, but thoroughly shocked if they.
Yeah, I'm going to aim low and just be shocked. Like I'm going to not put my expectations that they're not. Be shocked and happy if they do.
Same.
So I'm not expecting much.
I think realistically, it's Jared Lee. It's Brie Steves, and I honestly think the 3rd spot is kind of a wild card. I could see a universe where Savannah Kies qualifies. I could see a universe where Stella Cole qualifies. I could see a universe where the Crystal Method qualifies because I believe they got 3rd in the jury rankings, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I could see a universe. I think that's it, honestly. But the rest of the songs are just like incredibly good, so yeah. But yeah. And that's what we think about it.
That's what we think. You all tell us what you think about it. Comment below. Tell us everything what you think. If you agree with our rankings, if you don't agree with them, you can tell us. We're big people. We can handle it. Yeah. But give us your rankings. If you want to put your rankings down and how you feel the competition, we would love to see that and read those comments. Like, subscribe on your way out. We appreciate you coming in. All the things. Follow us on Twitter, @thecup_reality. And if you're cool and you like cool people, follow Logan and I because, why not? We're great people.
Zav doesn't social media much, or else I would have thrown his on there. But
I mean, I figured as much. That's why I didn't mention it. But, like Zeb if you just see him around and say, "Hey, I like you. You're cool." Because
Thanks
he's
for
cool.
coming on. I appreciate it.
I may or may not be back in the future. We'll see. So.
We're going to lean towards May instead of May 9th.
But yes, subscribe, like, and share on the way out. And with that,
cheers, you guys.
Cheers. Oh, wait. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Ooh,
Cheers.
the new outro. Ooh,
Ooh.
goodbye. Bye-bye now.